That'll warm you up a little bit. I'm Terry Tamminen, the President and CEO of AltaSea. Welcome, 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 and I want you to take a look around and see everybody in a nice blue shirt like Walter right back there. Wave, Walter. And anybody in a blue shirt is part of the AltaSea team, and we want to give them a great big round of applause because getting all of this set up takes so much work. Getting it put away takes a lot of work too, and of course it's a Saturday. They should all be home with their family and friends, and of course, but today is our Earth Day. Of course, for us, every day is Earth Day, and I know it is for you too, or you wouldn't be here. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me give you a real quick update on AltaSea for those of you who may not know much about us. We're a nonprofit that was established a few years ago to work in these warehouses to raise the money to renovate them, which we're in the process of doing, and to do that so that we could create an education and workforce training center for the blue economy and to help stimulate that blue economy with new businesses and jobs and exciting new technologies. So part of our campus will be researchers, and there's already some here. If you take a tour, you'll see Dr. Sergey Nuzhdin's kelp lab in the next warehouse over, and you'll see all kinds of other really interesting experiments going on, and of course all of our great partners. Let's give all of them a great big round of applause who are here today. Our educators, our workforce trainers, these are the people that will be working in here as we renovate the facilities and turn them into a really modern campus where the researchers can invent and invest in the blue economy. And what do I mean by that? Well, things like aquaculture, both on land and at sea, where you can grow food, and things like kelp, where you can extract food and fuel and even pharmaceuticals and really exciting products. All of that is going to take a lot of research and education, but also create a lot of new jobs. Renewable energy, things like wind and wave technology that we can harness for clean energy to reduce pollution and meet our climate change goals. And things like carbon capture and sequestration, actually taking pollution out of the air and out of the water and setting it aside so that we can undo some of the harm we've done. And then really cool new technologies, blue tech like underwater robotics and sensors and ways to understand the planet better. So there's great jobs and education and a great future here at AltaSea for all of you, and these 100-year-old historic warehouses that have served the community for so long are going to serve for another 100 years, as I said, for education, workforce development, and for creating these new businesses. So we want you all to be a part of it, and every time there's an open house or an activity, or just come on by and say hello. We welcome you at any time. And the good news is, we have just finished, it's kind of hard to see it because you can't see it on the top, but we just finished a 180,000 square foot new roof on the top of all three of these warehouses. Yes, big round of applause for our local roofer. We put a local roofing company to work. Gary Luke Roofing did a great job, and one of the reasons for getting that new roof put on was because in the next month, we're going to start installing 2.2 megawatts of solar panels. And that may not mean much to you, but that's enough to power 700 homes, which is a lot more, of course, energy than we're going to be using. So we'll be sending a lot of that back to the grid, great clean energy that will once again help us reduce pollution and achieve our climate change goals. So once again, thank you all for being here and for being part of AltaSea in this exciting future, and we hope this won't be the last time that you'll come here and support us and support all of these great nonprofits that are working with us today. We are co-sponsored today. Our co-host today is Bruce Heyman from LAMI. Where is Bruce? There's Bruce over there. Los Angeles Maritime Institute. We thank you so much for being here and being a part of all of this and bringing everyone together. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, who is going to just wow you with the fact that this port and this coast is home to a lot of our friends and family. Some of them have fins and gills, but they're all part of the same ecosystem that we all depend on. Eric Martin is the co-director of the Roundhouse Aquarium on the Manhattan Beach Pier. And yes, great big round of applause. Yes, yes. If you haven't been to the Roundhouse, you should absolutely go there after this. And a professional ocean wildlife photographer. He began teaching 30 years ago at Marineland of the Pacific. How many of you remember Marineland of the Pacific? Yeah, oh yeah. That inspired me as a kid to get into ocean protection and do the work that I'm doing now. He spends a lot of his time on his boat, photographing whales and dolphins and documenting their behavior in the Santa Monica Bay and the San Pedro Channel. So please welcome Eric Martin.
Thank you. Wow. Let me tell you, it's neat seeing faces in person instead of in front of a computer. Well, welcome and happy Earth Day, everyone. Thank you for coming here and, you know, to AltaSea, and I haven't been here in a long while either. So this presentation is got a little Easter eggs in it. Let me tell you this. It's basically focused around certain things, so about certain ecosystems. It's also focused, I want the kids to help me out with some of this stuff because there's some things in the ocean that we really didn't realize what causes, what makes an ecosystem. So anyways, I'm trying to get my glasses out because I can't always see. Wait a minute. Dawn's, is this cat poop? Oh my, this is disgusting. Here, take the cat poop out of my pocket. What the heck am I doing with poop in my pocket? That's oh, gross. Hold on a second, I gotta see this, really. One thing what scientists always do is figure out what kind of poop this is, so I'm gonna kind of like see what I got here. Oh, gross. It actually smells like plastic. This is fake poop, by the way, guys. I wouldn't be actually handling cow poop this way or anything like that. Even though when I do take a hike with my family, I do see road apples on the ground and I do kick them and stuff, or I do walk around and see another name for poop is scat. You walk on a trail, you might find some coyote scat. You might see berries in it, like from manzanita trees and stuff. So poop goes a long way. Let's put it that way. So before I get started with everything, I'm going to introduce you to the video, but the introduction. So hopefully I know how to work this thing. Hold on a second. I'm going to place the poop right here, and hopefully I push the right button here. Here it is. It is. I pushed the bottom one down here, the one that says the arrow. Okay, here we go. Do I go behind it or in front of it? Hold on, guys. Like I said, technology. The left button, you said? What? There it goes. Thank you. That's all what I have to say. Goodbye. No. Anyways, so that's the presentation, what it's all about. Whales, dolphins, and poop. Oh, my. Anyways, the unique thing about that video is a lot of people think you have to go to unique places to basically see these animals. Well, what's so cool about that video is it's right here on our back door. I'm not talking about off of Palos Verdes back door. I'm not talking about Santa Monica Bay back door. I'm talking about LA Harbor. So gray whales have been coming into LA Harbor for the past 5 years. So what I'm actually doing, besides just taking pretty pictures, I'm actually documenting how many whales come in, and we photo ID them to come in so we can match things up off and on throughout the years what's happening. So this whole thing is like, what are they doing here? So before we get into that, I just give you a little bit of back history on stuff. As you recall, let's start way in the early stages of, there is the Roundhouse Aquarium. I'm just curious, raise your hand if you guys have been, anybody been to the Roundhouse? Raise your hand. It's the smallest, most advanced aquarium actually within the world, because we got renovated about 5 years ago, so we have a lot of advanced life support systems and everything right there. I'm the one who takes care of it, all that stuff, collects the animals, keeps them all alive. And I'm also an educator too, so I teach a lot of younger kids and older kids and all around throughout my years and stuff. And I just love it so much. And I love to bring my passion, what I love, to the kids out there, the students, whoever wants to listen to me ramble all the time. So anyways, how this whole thing started is I actually work with the wild dolphin population, coastal bottlenose population, what runs off of Santa Monica Bay or Manhattan Beach Pier. So that's kind of like how this whole thing kind of like started. Use a lot of drones because I can really see what goes on into the animal's family without harassing them at all. So let's go way back how I got started here. Hold on, see what happens. Man, I feel like I'm at home trying to do my TV set here. It's gonna go. Oh, there we go. Yes, I was once small. And that's my lovely dog. I loved it to death. Name was Prince. The reason why I'm bringing that in, because I was always brought up camping. I always was brought up loving animals and all that other stuff. And as you found out, after I graduated back in 1980, so you probably figured out how old I am now. Anyways, that's where I worked at Marineland and stuff. So back, actually what changed my life was this. I'm going to tell you, because not a whole lot of people know this story, is basically, I was going, it was October 28th, 1984, Friday, 9 o'clock in the morning. I was walking up to Marineland, going through the gates to go in there, and there they used to watch gray whales, still count gray whales coming in. So when they were counting the gray whales coming in, somebody was coming out who was counting the gray whales. His name was Carl. I go, Carl, where are you going? He goes, orcas. I go, orcas where? He goes, here. So I turned around, basically invited myself into a friend's boat, who's now a professional photographer. His name is Bob Talbot. Went out on a 14-foot inflatable boat, tracked down these 4 killer whales, which we still have known still today. And that got me started with this whole thing, that the inspiration, the excitement of these animals. And what's going to bring up the other picture is, there we go. By the way, that's my sister. She didn't come with the boat, but my dad gave me that little 14-foot little boat. And it was the first fiberglass boat I had. Boy, I just ran that thing to death. We got phone calls of killer whales. I made friends with another person named Elisa Schulman, lifetime friend. She works at the Killer Whale Project. And we took that boat behind Catalina so many times. Never thought about the swells or whatever, anything like that. So eventually, I ended up getting that boat. And that's an 18-foot bayliner that a person named Paul Watson from Sea Shepherd actually gave it to me. And I still have that, but it's in a field right now. But that boat taught me so many things, to go see so many animals and stuff. By the way, that's Elisa Schulman next to me on that boat. And we still work with, actually she's up in Washington right now dealing with killer whales. But when that boat finally decided to go away, oh, there we go, I ended up with a kayak. And that's what I had left. No, actually what happened was early days, I was one of these, hey, let's go paddle with humpback whales. Nowadays, we don't like people who do that because these whales can come up and slap their feet, their tails around and cause a lot of problems and all that stuff. So anyways, I still got the kayak, and hopefully that whale's still around. So anyways, that was Santa Barbara Channel. But then actually I ended up still dealing with smaller boats, inflatables. So here we go. Fin whales come around to our area always somewhere in November through springtime, and that was in actually off Redondo Canyon in Santa Monica Bay. And I love working with the smaller boats because the whales basically, they don't care a whole lot about that, to where it brings me, I think, to where I'm in now. So let me see. To where, there we go. That's my boat, what I work with now. And that's Bumper. Bumper belongs to a family of killer whales called the CA51s. Actually, they're up in Monterey at this moment as I speak. And they are an amazing group of killer whales. They're like a family. And these families, I mean, you have Star. Star's the mom. Star's the matriarch. Star just had a little baby a year ago, and they calling it Nebula. And they, for some reason, don't ask me why they name them after all the stars up in the sky. But then about 12 years ago, so there's Comet, and there's the two brothers. There's Bumper, and there's another older one called Orion. So first of all, Bumper got his name because we happened to be out there on this day many years ago when Bumper was, I think, 12. They caught a dolphin. And this group of killer whales really likes people and boats, and it's going to scare you if they come up to you and flap their tails in their face. But what happened was Bumper had a dolphin in his mouth, and we didn't know that. It was raining down and everything coming in, and here comes Bumper. I go, why is Bumper coming right to our boat? Bumper comes up, leaps out of the water, bumps off of our boat with the dolphin in his mouth, and comes back and goes back down in the water. At the same time, there's a sea lion on our swim step trying to get into the boat. Anyways, there was so much chaos going around. Somebody shot a picture from a whale watching boat, basically. Bumper bumping our boat, and next minute the headlines read, "Orca attacks boat." It's like, what the heck? No. So anyways, Elisa's very forward and says, you're going to refrain from that. Anyways, that's how Bumper got its name. And Bumper is a beautiful male killer whale and just helps out its family and goes up to boats and looks at you and loves people. And like I said, he's right now Monterey's killer whale season. So I know that for a fact because they actually shot a picture of him yesterday. Anyways, oh, there we go. Oh, back. So as actually things went on, for that whole killer whale story thing was, I was going out on the boat and I was actually shooting beautiful pictures of still photos and everything. And these are just some of the still photos in Santa Monica Bay of some of our dolphin group. Now, when I was going out there, it just wasn't, there's a group of dolphins. I really wanted to know, it's always knowledge behind this. I wanted to know what was going on. And since dolphins live in families, just like we live in families, they live in families, this is actually the matriarch of this is called Stubby. I don't have a picture of Stubby in here, but Stubby has a half a dorsal fin. Don't ask me why. And Stubby likes to live basically 7 miles straight out from LA Harbor. There's a canyon that's out there, and Stubby's family just loves to hang around out there. But Stubby's family's like about 40 or 50. It's many generations all in one that just never wants to leave each other. So there's Stubby right there. And then eventually there I started working with drones. And I started realizing, like I said before, you can really go into the animal and see what their family's doing, things that we were never able to see before just by a boat and still photos. So it opened up so many avenues of what to do with that. And, oh, then we found this gray whale that was in like polluted water all over the place. And I kind of like, what's a gray whale going in polluted water? Or is it pollution? We don't know. Think about what I just said. Is that pollution, kids? Is that pollution, adults? Or is there something else that's in there? I don't know. We'll figure that out. Like I said, that possibly could be another Easter egg. So anyways, oh, what's this? Ooh, it's a video. Let's see what this one has to do. So I guess I'm going to push. Oh, there it goes. There's a humpback whale right there. One of the first times I ever filmed a humpback whale. Oh, smoke screen coming out the back. Wow. Was that mud? Or was that something else? I don't know. Look at it. That's that water's not even blue either. Oh, see it? It's just kind of like just forming out there. You know what? Let's see it again in slow motion. So here we go. There's the whale. There's the smoke screen. There it goes. Oh, look at that. What do you think? I think that's poo. I think that's whale poo. Yeah. How do you want to swim in that? Ew. Would you guys want to swim in whale poop? Would you want to swim in whale poop? Yeah or no? 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 Would you want to swim in whale poop? Never. Nobody raises their hand and wants to swim in whale poop? Oh, no. How about you right there in the purple? You want to swim in whale poop? No? It's just, oh, love to swim. Hey, we have somebody there. Okay, well, let me see something here. Oh, wait a minute. We had red water. Now we got green water. Who's dumping Gatorade in that ocean? Is this pollution or is this something natural that we don't know what's going on? Huh? I'm not sure. Well, let's see what the next slide kind of like brings. Almost had it there. I thought I was on a roll there a second ago. Oh, whoa. What is that? Is that space? What do you think that is? Or is that circulating poop? Well, I'm going to tell you what this is. Like I said, with drones, you can see so many things. And this is so cool. This, when you guys go along the beach, this is like almost like this, like right outside the harbor area. And you guys don't realize that when you go in that water and you see that green water going down and you see the currents going around, at an elevation about 300 feet, that's a drone. And all this, that's like space. Look at that how it currents just curl and pull out. It looks like clouds and storms. But what's in the middle there, that white, those are birds flying over. Though, can you guys spot the dolphins? Anybody here can spot dolphins in the middle of that? Raise your hand if you see a dolphin. You see a dolphin in there? You see a dolphin? Anybody see the dolphins in there? So I'm going to go over and see. Is it, you see one right there? Is that what you're looking at? 1, 2, 3 dolphins and a bunch of white birds. I thought this picture was, excuse the pun, kind of spacey because but it shows how the currents work, how the upwelling works, how everything gets mixed and turned and everything in the ocean. I think it's pretty cool. So on that note, brings me to, we're right here, LA Harbor. Has anybody walked around the whole harbor area? Has anybody seen this location? Do you know where we're pointing at? I'll give you a hint. Right over here. If you guys know Cabrillo Marine Aquarium, has anybody been to Cabrillo Marine Aquarium? This is Cabrillo Marine Aquarium all the way in the corner right over there, okay? This is the beach, which is right here. This is Cabrillo, the pier. This is the break wall. And what do you guys see in there? Those are the whales. Those are the gray whales, which are in their harbor. As of today, well, I don't know as of today, as of 2 days ago, there were 3. As of a week ago, there was 5. The most we had this year was 7. So we're going to find out something about what's going on, but I need help with something. I need some help with the kids. Does anybody want to help me with something here? Anybody want to? Do you want to help me? Okay, you come up here first. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. I need you to help me with something really cool. Okay. First of all, you're going to hold something very valuable. What does that say?
Whale poop.
Say it louder.
Whale poop.
Ooh, he's holding. Now, this is real blue whale poop. So you're going to hold that, okay? Don't drop it, because it will stink. Trust me, it's not like the plastic one over there. Okay. Anybody over here want to help? You want to come out here? You want to come up? Come on. Yes, you. Come on. You can do it. Come over here. All right. So you are going to hold. Stinks through the container. You got a good nose. My wife can probably smell it through there. Do you see anything in here? Eggs? No. What does that say at the top? Oh, it says phytoplankton. Another name for phytoplankton is plant plankton. Remember that. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I have a couple more things here. Anybody else want to come up? You want to come up here? Come on up here. Come on up here. Actually, with you, instead of holding a jar, I'm going to have you drape this around you. Come over here. This is fake seaweed. Trust me, I wouldn't have you put real seaweed around. It'd be kind of. So you're going to be our seaweed. Okay? There we go. And just stand right here and face all these wonderful people right over here. Okay. Oh, come on over here. Come on over here. You are going to hold krill right there. All right? So that's the stuff what the whales eat. So I think to get you on the camera, I think we got to move over this way a little bit over here. That's, okay. And last but not least, hold on. Don't move. I got it. I got it. It'll never get away. Anybody wants to hold oxygen? You're right over here in the blue mask. Come over here. Don't tell anybody. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right, so somehow she's holding the key to survival. We have to figure this one out. So, okay. So let's start out. Does anybody want to take a guess what we might start out with? Well, we have to start with the sun, but it's the nice sun is up above. So the sun's starting us up. So I think the phytoplankton is going to come right over. Okay, phytoplankton, follow me over here. So you're going to come right here. So the phytoplankton right now is starting something pretty cool here. Now, wait a minute. You're the krill, right? You can't eat big fish, can you? You can't eat like snails, can you? So I think the only thing you can eat is something really small, since you're another name for krill, things that drift and float that are animals, is zooplankton, animal plankton. So you come stand right next to him. Okay. Now, we don't have the big whale. Oh, there's the big whale right there. So the big whale is going to come, well, you know what, well, we can call that a whale. We need somebody else to come up and hold it. Yeah, you come up here. Why don't you come up here? We're pretend this dolphin skull is a whale. Come on up here. Here we go. All right. So do you promise to hold this really, really tight? So you're going to hold it like this. You're going to hold it just like that. Is that okay? Okay. So you're going to follow me right over here, and you're going to stand right here. Perfect. Okay. So now the big whale is going to open his giant, huge mouth, and you're going to eat all of that krill right there, all of that food. Yum, 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 yum. All right. Now, what goes in does what? Comes out. Yes, lots and lots of poo. By the way, you're holding blue whale poo. There is a video in there. You're going to see how we actually caught it at the end. But anyways, that's blue whale poo. So what the blue whale poo is actually doing, you can't go to Home Depot and go get a bag of cow manure, open it up, and put it in the ocean. It's not going to work. It's bad. That is pollution right off the bat. You can't do that. So how does Mother Earth decides to fertilize all the plants which is in the ocean? That's by what it does naturally. So the whale poops, dolphins poop, birds poop, fish poop. So the only person who said that they would swim in poop is this nice gentleman right here, and he's absolutely correct, because we're all swimming in poo, because what it's doing, it's fertilizing the seaweed, it's fertilizing the plant plankton, so we can actually get, what do we get right here? You guys can say it, everybody say it. Oxygen, and we need that oxygen. Did you know about 80% of that oxygen we breathe all comes from the plants that live in the ocean? And here's another pretty cool statistic, should I say. What do we breathe out? Carbon dioxide. Exactly. By the way, I love your shirt. Sorry, I'm a little ADD. But anyways, so carbon dioxide, these plants are taking in so much carbon from the earth and cleaning it up and turning it into clear oxygen. So every one of these things are connected in order to make oxygen right here. So you know what? Give all these kids a great applause. They deserve it right there. Excellent. Thank you so much. All right, you guys can all sit down. All right. Thank you. So let's get back to what we were talking about here. All righty. So next, let's see what. So look at this whale. There's a couple different ways. So this whale is coming up. You can actually see this whale. Remember, all this is right now in LA Harbor. So you can actually see this whale coming up right here and looking at all this mud coming out of his mouth right here. Look at that. Just sifting it, comes up, takes a breath, and goes back down. It seems like that's all what they're doing out there, is basically feeding in there. And then, I think over here, you're going to see, I think you're going to see another style of this happening here in a second. Here we go. What do I got here? I pushed it. Do I push it again, or does it come? Let's see. What happens? Boom. Oh, so I looked at this. As scientists, we have to look at things. Did you know LA Harbor used to be a giant mud flat? It used to be a wetland, and wetlands absorbed all the toxins and everything from runoffs. So we looked at that. And so when you look at that again, we have to think of how I'm working at it. Oh, there we go. This is we have birds in the wetlands, we have sea lions in the wetlands, but whales don't feed on sea lions and birds. They feed on something really good and scrumptious to them called ghost shrimp. Believe me, how you guys love your chocolate chip cookies? Gray whales love ghost shrimp, and there's lots and lots of ghost shrimp inside of the harbor. And then this guy is definitely still in the harbor. This is a juvenile. Saw him yesterday. This guy doesn't quite like to swim. He just likes to sit there in the mud and watch and just munch on the stuff with all the mud kind of like circling all around him. So this is how they actually filter feed. This is real baleen right here. This comes from a whale's mouth. It sits in the whale's mouth, and most whales will open their mouth and actually feed on that krill. Open their mouth, get all that water, get all that food in their mouth. Then they take their tongue, and then they actually take their tongue, and as we would actually spit out all the water, they use their tongue, spit out all the water, and all the food stays inside of their mouth. For all the kids, if you remember Finding Nemo, that's exactly how it works. This is real whale baleen, and then he goes down. Gray whales are the only mud-feeding whales that are there. So and then there it goes down, and here we go. Let's see what's next. Oh, whoops, go back the other way. Went too fast. Hurry up, go, nope. Hold on. Okay, so what do whales do when they get bored? They actually go under surfers or swimmers who's in the harbor. They just kind of like go check them out and stuff like that. So that was one whale. That was kind of like, oh, and the guy's like saying, what just happened? Or if they just don't want to see, or they can go with their natural friends. And yes, they do love to play with dolphins. And look at this guy. The dolphin is having fun. The whale's having fun. And again, we're seeing green water. So that water, what you guys were looking at, is actually called a plankton bloom. And it's actually from all the nutrients which is in the water, which is causing that. That red, what you saw was a red tide. And there's red tide all around right now in certain parts of Santa Monica Bay. Oh, there we go. There's whale poop right there. This is the blue whale poop, what you would see right there, and this is it's lots of chunks, and the very last video you're gonna see how he picked it up. And look what it does. There's all the it's fertilizing all the kelp beds, and like I said, the kelp beds gives us all that oxygen which we need to breathe out there. But this next video, sometimes the whales just love to relax and roll around. Enjoy this one. Well, that kind of like I'm going to end it with what we normally with in the schools and stuff. So I would send this thing out to schools. It's about the poop chain, but it's a video portion of it, and it shows basically how we collected the poop and everything. I'm going to end it with this 2-minute quick little video. Here we go. Oh, sorry, I forgot. These were dolphins that were actually nursing. So I might as well show you this, how beautiful. This is LA Harbor. I mean, look at what all this stuff goes on in LA Harbor. It's the most beautiful thing you can ever think of. Okay, this next one's probably, here we go. This is, there we go.
Down the stairs right now. That awesome guy behind me right there is Juan Lopez, and we are going to teach you something really cool here at this aquarium. Between poop, air, krill, and plankton, what does that all have in common? We'll let you know very shortly. Cut, 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 cut. Flip it back around. I don't know what the heck. I can't see what I'm doing. You guys are probably wondering what I'm doing. Got a secret for you. I'm collecting air. 100% oxygen from right here, Mother Earth. Do you know how that works? Follow me over here. Follow me over here. This is true science. What I am having right now, this is 100% poop. Whale poo. Yes, you guys are probably going right now, ew, disgusting. Scientists don't do that. Scientists goes, very interesting. So let's think about this. How do we get this from this? Or this from this? It's easy. First of all, plants create most of our oxygen on Earth. Not just all plants, all these wonderful plants which is in the ocean. Little phytoplankton, plant plankton. So here we have the sun, the plants, and what else? We gotta fertilize those plants. So this is how it works. The whale swims around, feeds on this little teeny zooplankton stuff called krill. This is krill. This is what the animals, those big giant whales, just scoop up in their mouths. Then they swim around. They digest their food. And what goes in comes out into poo. Yes, 100% fertilizer from the ocean. Now, it fertilizes the plants, which is that right behind me in the ocean. Now those plants start to grow, the sunlight comes on top of it, and now we have automatic, hold on, oxygen. So, while you kind of like soak that in, I'm gonna go capture some more oxygen. Until next time.
Well, I hope you like that, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you, Eric. Give him another great big round of applause. What an inspirational guy. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, one last thing. We have a very special guest here today. Richard Bloom is a dear friend of mine. He's an assemblyman, represents actually the district to the north of here along the coast. One of the best public servants that I've ever met in the city of Santa Monica, now in the state of California, up in Sacramento. Come here, Richard. As a coastal advocate for a long time, just say a few words to our folks at home and to our assembled audience here about the importance of the ocean.
Thank you, Terry. It's great to be here. I'm getting a VIP tour of AltaSea, and I've only had a 5-minute introduction, and I'm already very excited about the many projects that are going on here. The ocean environment is so important to our global environment, and we know so little about it. We've done a really good job of polluting it. We've done a really good job of overfishing it, and so many other things that are negative. We need to learn how to do things in a more positive way, and that's nowhere is that more true than with our marine environment. So I'm here to learn, but up in Sacramento, one of the many things that I do is I chair the budget subcommittee that oversees all of our natural resources funding, so I have the opportunity to actually have an impact on how funds are spent in a way that can improve our environment, and that's something I look forward to doing every year. This year's no exception. Thank you. It's good to see you all.
Thank you, Richard. Really one of the greatest public servants I've ever met, and I've worked for a lot of them. I was EPA secretary to Governor Schwarzenegger, as many of you may know, worked with a lot of different political leaders, and there's nobody more selfless, more dedicated, and more effective than Richard Bloom. Yes, give him a great big round of applause. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to leave you with one more thought. I'm wearing a special cap today that says Resiliency. We all know that, as Richard said, because of the job that our society has done to pollute the ocean and pollute the world, we've got to be more resilient. We have to bounce back from that and restore it, and we have to make our ocean more resilient. So we've launched this campaign, Resiliency, as a way of getting you involved. We want you to become a member. You can get a cool hat like I have, or other cool benefits. And we're just launching that officially today. It's a new membership program. Obviously, the name highlights how we want to combat climate change. And the resilient theme really reflects the long-term plans for AltaSea, the warehouses here that are going to be more resilient and can be used during emergencies. That's something I want to emphasize. As we renovate these old warehouses, we're going to make them something that in an emergency you all could use for shelter, for communications, water making, etc. Even if the grid is down, our 2 megawatts of solar will be able to power all of the things that the community might need. So this will be a resiliency hub for those kinds of natural disasters. The logo, obviously, here of the warehouse, Warehouse 58, reminds us of the important work that we're going to do here: education, science, and collaboration. And all membership levels do come with a free gift: the hats, the masks, the magnets, and the funds go to our Project Blue education and other AltaSea programs. So today only, if you join us, a free shirt comes with a $50 membership, so we encourage you to consider joining the Resiliency program. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be here for a long while more. Stay, enjoy. Please go to the booths of our various other partners here today, and thanks again for coming to AltaSea. Happy Earth Day!